I love that, and I love you for that because you've just spoken to my heart, and I know everybody's receiving that. And we know these things, but we need to be reminded of these
Oh,
things.
yes.
That's just
Yes.
absolutely fantastic. And the thing that you said to me, which really resonated, we were when I was at your house last time. We went to see Elton John. Whoop whoop, that was
Yes, we
fun.
did.
It was great. And we were just chatting, and you said you just sort of stopped and looked at me and said that was our only way out of our circumstances to get some
It was.
scholarship money. I said,
Yes.
that's exactly right. It wasn't about,
Yes.
look at me. It's more about, I
Mm-mm.
want a diploma. But you said,
Right.
was it Mississippi State where you went?
Yes. Yes.
And
I went to
and you got
Mississippi
a
State.
scholarship.
Well, no, I got something a little different. And see, you guys, like I said, you guys were brave enough to do that. I
That's
wasn't.
right.
And
That's right.
I wanted to go to college, but my daddy didn't graduate from high school. And so this was not something that was discussed in my house. This is the truth. My hand to the Lord. My mama just wanted me to get married by the time I graduated from high school. I couldn't get a date, much less a husband. And so I decided to be the first person in my family to go to college. Now, I want y'all to hear me right now. If I had to stopped and tried to figure out how we were going to do that, I'd have never pursued that. Sometimes the what has to come before the how. You got to figure out what you want, what you feel like your purposes
Yes.
is, and then the how will follow. You got to step out in faith in that. And so I decided I'm going to college, don't know how. And
Yeah.
there was an elderly woman in my community that had passed away, and she and her husband had decided, because it's such a poor area, to donate all the timber rights on their property as a scholarship fund for any
Hmm.
kid in my county to go to college free. And do you know, all these years later, because that was in the early 80s, all these years later, that one woman's decision has put over $120 million into education. They are still sending kids to school because,
That
my
that's
friends,
amazing.
you got you've got to plant the seed. And Jane, I know you got a pond on your beautiful property there in South Carolina. When you drop a rock in the pond, it ripples out, but we get to control the rock we drop. And so you and I both drop these, ideas and thoughts that have changed our lives, and humor and joy. So if you're listening to us, just remember every day, but you've got some rocks in your pocket. You decide if you're dropping joy and hope and love and kindness, or you're dropping doubt and negativity and unbelief. And so
Yeah.
that one woman's gift, that I didn't know her. And just like
Wow.
we don't know those of you that are listening to us, but we consider it a privilege to be able to even share our stories with you. And that one woman's decision changed my life. And so y'all's vehicle for, scholarship was through the Miss America organization, which was
Right.
magnificent that you and Cheryl both received that. And then mine came through another vehicle. But it was, all of us knew, coming from our backgrounds, that that is what we want. We knew what we wanted. The how just had to show up.
Oh man, I love that. That's right. Because when we talked about the only way we could better ourselves, we knew we had to further our
Our
education.
education. Yes.
And then that led to, hey, why don't we try this? And with your coaching and the relationship you have with Cheryl, which was just so dear, and how she has influenced both of us with her story, her life, and
Yes.
had we not tried, Dale, you put yourself out there and won Mrs. Tennessee, and I put myself out there because I'm thinking, I've studied voice. It'd be great to go to graduate school. It'd be great to get into college first. And so that was my vehicle, and we all ended up in the same place. Yours from timber, mine from tomatoes,
Right. Right. Right.
and I've
But
seen
but
you
we
in.
all had to figure it out. And I think those of you that are listening to us right now, I don't care how old you are, I don't care how young you are, your age is just a number it's just a number. If there's a dream in your heart that you're not pursuing yet because you haven't figured out how, just take a step, because all of us just took a step. I never would have dreamed in a million years. I am the shy girl that, I go back to my class reunions now. People cannot believe that I'm out there as a professional speaker, because I was so shy and so insecure as a child and a teenager. But we took the step. And so you've just got to be brave enough to take the step. And neither one of us, you nor I, Jane, chose this speaking career. It chose us.
That's very
And
true. That's very true.
it chose us.
Well,
And
Jeannie too, because Jeannie
it
started
chose Jeannie.
right, because we all had to speak whether we liked it or not, and I liked it.
Right. I did. And, and I remember coming to NSA the first time, because I'm a storyteller like you are and like Jeannie was. And I tell stories, and then we wrap the principles around them, because stories sell and facts tell. And so it's the stories that people remember that will inspire them. We can't motivate, we can only inspire and share information. So I remember when Marilyn Wright called me the first time, and she says, check your January calendar. It was like in October. And I'm like, I don't have a January calendar. So that means all the days are open. And she just started laughing. Then she said, well, this Eglin Air Force Base is going to hire you. And then she said, and they're going to fly you. And I'm like, they're going to do what? They're going to pay me to talk, and they're going to put me on an airplane? I mean, I was just so blown away. And so to now look at this little girl from Route 3, and I've spoken around the world, and, like you have, Jane. And it's just, if we can light that fire in one person that's listening to us today, it just kind of makes me teary-eyed that we are here to be your torchbearer, to say, wherever you are right now, let us reach out and light it for you and tell you that you can do it. If it's in your soul, if it is your dream, if it is in your heart, it's sent for a reason.
That's
Light
right.
that fire. Face that fear down. It is not telling you the truth. That fear is not telling you the truth. We're telling you the truth. You've got it in you. Light that torch and go, and let us hear from you.